Where we rip the mask off every overnight success and reveal the raw truth beneath the victory. They're out there whispering, "He sold his soul," like your success is some crazy magic trick. Really? Like your grind just fell from the sky? No way. They don't see the storm you survived alone, the sweat soaked into your bones, the endless nights screaming in silence while nobody clapped. Today, we're tearing apart every jealous glance, every sneer, every lie they tell themselves to sleep at night. This isn't luck, it's obsession. It's relentless fire. It's a heart that refused to quit. So buckle up, because the path from the shadows to the throne is darker, deeper, and way more brutal than anyone dares to admit. If you want that real talk, that pure motivation, smash that like, drop your comments, and subscribe to Twist Mind. Let's break the silence, right now. Now this is the part that makes them nervous. This is the part they skip, the ugly truth they pretend not to hear. Because deep down, everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to shine, to dominate, to stand on top and hear the applause. But no one wants to burn for it. No one wants to feel their muscles tear at 3 a.m. while everyone else sleeps. No one wants to eat rejection for breakfast and go back for seconds. No one wants the silence that screams at you when your plan fails again. That's where champions are born. Not in the spotlight, in the smoke, in the heat, in the chaos. If you want to win like me, you better be ready to bleed where it hurts the most. You better love pain like it's an old friend. You better turn your limits into punchlines. I've burned everything that tried to slow me down. Comfort? Gone. Distractions? Dead. Weak thoughts? Burned out of my mind like fire to paper. I'm not here because I'm smarter. Not here because I'm lucky. I'm here because I refused to stop walking through the fire when everyone else screamed and ran. And yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, it's lonely. But it's the only path that works. There's no shortcut, no cheat code, no easy pass. You don't stumble into greatness. You carve it. You earn it. You burn for it. So when they ask me how I got here, I laugh, because they're hoping I'll say something soft, some trick, some morning routine they can copy. But nah, this ain't soft. This is war. This is years of being underestimated and still rising like a ghost that refuses to die. This is falling so many times that the floor feels like a second home. This is sacrificing every single thing that made life easy, just to become someone that no one could ignore. You want to win like me? Then stop looking for safety. Step into the fire. Let it melt the version of you that's scared. Let it destroy the excuses you keep hiding behind. Let it show you what you really are. Because when the fire touches your soul, only two things happen. You either scream and run, or you transform. Me, I didn't run. I stood in it. I smiled in it. I burned in it. And now I walk through flames like they're a red carpet. Yeah, that's why I win. Not because I'm lucky. Because I chose to burn when everyone else chose to back down. Oh, they cheer now, don't they? Loud claps, bright smiles, all eyes on you like you're some overnight miracle. If only they knew. If only they saw the storms you crawled through when no one was watching. They celebrate your crown, but they never touch the thorns that dug into your skull on the way up. They see the shine, but never the blood behind it. To them, you just appeared. Boom, like success magically shook your hand one morning. But where were they when you were lying on the floor, staring into that blank ceiling with a chest full of fire and questions that had no answers? Where were they when your stomach was empty, but your dreams were louder than your hunger? When your body begged for sleep, but your grind screamed louder. When you forced yourself to smile in front of the world while your insides were falling apart piece by piece, they weren't there. But now they point fingers. They whisper nonsense. He's too lucky. Must have done something shady. Haha, wow. They need your story to be a shortcut, because if you really earned this through pain, through discipline, through hell, then what does that say about them? They didn't bleed like you. They didn't grind like you. They didn't want it like you did. So instead of respecting the warrior in you, they label you a mystery, a glitch in the system, because your success makes their comfort feel like a lie. Your rise, your fire, it scares them. It exposes the fact that they never got up when life pushed them down. And now, standing on your mountaintop, they throw shade from the valley. Must have made a deal, they say. Nah, you made a decision, a dangerous one. You walked through fire with no guarantees, broke yourself down to rebuild stronger, pushed forward when the silence got loud, when the pain got worse, when the world told you to quit. You didn't escape the pain, you became it. You didn't skip the grind, you breathed it. And now they flip to the final chapter and act like they read the book. No. They never saw the pages soaked in tears, the ink smudged by your breakdowns, the margins filled with madness and hope. And that's what haunts them. Not your victory, but the reminder that they could have fought too, but didn't. Oh wow. They cheer now, don't they? Loud and proud, clapping like they were there all along. But where were they when the lights were off and the thunder was crashing inside your head? Where were they when the only spotlight was a flickering bulb in a cold room? When your hands were shaking and your soul was on fire, just trying to hold it together? They look at you now like you're some magic trick. Poof, success. But they never watched the disaster backstage. They never saw the storm you had to crawl through, barefoot and bleeding. They never counted your sleepless nights or tasted your hungry mornings. They didn't witness the silence that screamed louder than applause ever could. And now, they call it luck. Ha! They whisper like you made a deal in the dark, like some demon handed you greatness on a silver platter. Nah, what they can't stomach is that every inch of your crown was earned, not gifted. Every win, bought with pain. Every step, dragged from the fire. But their pride can't swallow that. No. If you made it honestly, if your scars are real, then what does that say about them? About the comfort they worshipped while you were bleeding through the grind. You scare them. Your rise, it shouts at their silence. Your consistency, it mocks their excuses. You became a mirror they can't bear to look into, because it shows everything they didn't do, and that stings. You didn't take shortcuts. You took the hits. You didn't pray for it to be easy. You learned how to fight dirty with life. When the world collapsed, you stood tall on the rubble. When no one believed, you still built. And now that you've built something bigger than their imagination, they reduce it to a conspiracy. Because to them, effort is unbelievable. Dedication is unnatural. Hunger, foreign. But let them talk. Let them spin their fantasies. Because what really haunts them isn't your success. It's the proof that pain works. That someone did it. That someone was you. They look at me like I'm unhinged. Like I cracked wide open and spilled something they can't handle. Like my hunger is a disease. Like my focus is a weapon aimed at their comfort zones. They call it madness. Ha! But what they don't get is that madness saved me. What looks like obsession to them is pure purpose, an unstoppable fire burning so bright, it blinds the weak. I didn't rise by playing safe, or by being nice, or by settling for normal. No way. I had to become something extreme, something raw and fierce, something that laughs in the face of comfort and spits on distraction. They never dreamed like I dreamed. They never felt a voice screaming so loud inside their bones that it shattered every excuse and burned every path back to safety. I wasn't made for shallow waters or easy days. I had to dive deep into the darkness, build a fortress inside my own soul, sharpen my mind until it cut through doubts like a blade. I didn't wait for motivation to knock. I built a discipline so ruthless, so cold, that even on the worst days, I didn't hesitate. I just moved. And now they see me locked in, focused, unbreakable, and they call it unhealthy. But here's the truth. They don't see the chaos I escaped from, the nights I lost myself to obsession because that was the only way to survive. This wasn't a hobby or a fad. It was my lifeline. When no one believed, I believed in the grind. When the world doubted, I doubled down. And now, after turning every ounce of weakness into power, they try to label me strange, dangerous, insane. Good. Let them stare. Because I'm not here to be comfortable or understood, I'm here to be undeniable. I paid with years they spent wasting time. I earned with hours they threw away dreaming of easy success. I crafted this life with hands that never stopped building. So if they think I'm a mystery, fine. I'm not. I'm just the one who chose obsession over excuses, fire over rest, hunger over comfort. And if that makes me insane, well, then let me be the craziest success story they've ever witnessed. Madness? It has a name now, and that name is mine. The truth hits like a punch to the gut. They don't hate you. No, they hate what you force them to see in themselves. Your presence? It's a spotlight exposing every promise they let rot in the dark. Every time you win, it blinds them with the reminder of what they buried beneath excuses and distractions. You become a mirror reflecting their failure, and that reflection, they can't stand it, so they twist everything. Your relentless work becomes luck. Your sharp focus turns into arrogance. Your burning passion, madness, not because they truly believe it, but because they need to believe it. It's their crutch, their excuse to sleep peacefully at night while their own dreams wither. They call you too much, only because they settled for being just enough. They resent the fact that you never quit, that you kept pushing when silence filled the room, when applause was absent. They hate how you mastered discipline while they drowned in distractions. They refuse to admit the brutal truth that the same hours they wasted complaining, scrolling, gossiping, you spent building an empire. And that truth burns deep, deep in places they don't speak of. That's why their judgment stings. They're scared of your fire because it threatens their tiny clouds of smoke they call comfort. You changed, they say. Of course you did. Growth never fits in old boxes. It pushes, it pulls, it separates. Now you're ahead, moving at a speed they can't keep up with. So they mock, whisper lies, hide behind cowardice instead of learning from you. Because humility is a mountain too high for jealousy to climb. You became the thing they said was impossible, and instead of admiration, bitterness took root in their hearts. But that bitterness isn't yours to carry, it's their shame. Their laziness crumbled before your success, so they transformed that failure into hate. Don't take it personal. It's never been about you. You're just the alarm clock, the loud, painful reminder of every dream they abandoned, every morning they slept through, every chance they let slip while they made excuses. And now, they sit in their shadows, throwing stones behind screens, hoping you fall. Because if you don't, they must admit they gave up. And that truth, that roaring truth, is louder than your loudest win. It echoes in every corner. That's why they hate you, not for your success, but because your success reveals their surrender. And that mirror? It's the one thing they'll never forgive you for holding up. There was a day, a silent day, when everything inside me shattered. Not with noise, not with screams, but with a quiet collapse so deep no one saw it coming. Alone with the chaos in my mind and the crushing weight on my chest, I felt life slipping like sand through my fingers, fading into nothingness. That moment, it was the end of waiting. No rescues, no miracles, no saviors. Just me staring at my own reflection and making a deal. Not with darkness, not with some twisted force, but with myself. I said, enough. This broken, scared version of me, dead. Buried beneath the weight of doubt and fear. I silenced every weak voice that begged for approval, every part of me that played small or folded under pressure. And from that grave rose something fierce, a cold fire burning behind my eyes and a storm pounding in my chest. The deal was raw and simple. No more begging, no more apologizing for wanting more, no more sleeping while my dreams screamed awake. I vowed to become the version of myself that the world couldn't ignore. Not the system, not even my own doubts. I promised I'd quit complaining, quit wishing. I would do, fight like hell, live so ruthlessly that pain became my breakfast and pressure my air. I swore to myself, I will not be outworked, outlasted, or outwilled. Every day since, I've kept that promise like a soldier holds his ground in the fiercest war. No audience, no applause, just me, my darkness, and the raw decision to never settle for average. So when they talk, when they whisper, I sold my soul, I smile. Because they were never there in those dark hours when I crumbled beneath broken dreams and rebuilt from pure rage and discipline. They think I just showed up, but I dragged myself through pain, silence, rejection, and nights when hope was a ghost. And I didn't just survive, I became lethal. So no, I didn't sell anything. I earned every damn thing. I forged a code inside me and follow it like a machine with a human heart. That's the part they'll never understand. It wasn't luck or magic. It was me deciding that mediocrity would never hold me hostage again. That deal changed my life. It didn't cost me my soul. It saved it. So remember, they'll always try to explain your success with stories that make them comfortable. But you know the truth. You fought through fire, pain, and silence when no one was watching. You didn't sell your soul. You earned your crown with every sacrifice and every sleepless night. Keep pushing, keep rising, because the world only fears the unstoppable. If this message hit you deep, make sure to like, comment your story, and subscribe to Twist Mind for more raw, real motivation. Stay hungry, stay relentless, and never let anyone tell you your success is anything less than what you earned. Until next time, keep twisting that mind. You think it's easy? You think standing tall while the world watches is the hard part? Nah, the real battle rages inside, in the dark corners where no one dares to look. It's the fire that burns in silence, the restless storm that never sleeps. The kind of fire that claws at your ribs and whispers, keep going, even when your legs feel like they're made of glass. The fire inside is a fierce, hungry beast, wild and relentless. It's the reason you wake up before the sun, the reason you push through every no and every shut door. It's not about luck or talent. It's about a burning obsession that won't let you rest. That fire doesn't scream for applause. It doesn't ask for validation. It just is. It's the voice that shouts louder than doubt, louder than fear. It's the power that turns pain into fuel and struggle into strength. When people see your success, they see the shine, the crown, the spotlight. But they don't see the fire inside, the nights you wrestled with despair, the moments you fought the urge to quit, the countless sacrifices you made alone. That fire is your secret weapon, the unbreakable part of you that refuses to surrender. It's the source of your madness, your discipline, your hunger. It's dangerous, it's terrifying, and it's beautiful, because that fire means you're alive, fighting, transforming. It means you're not here to settle for average or comfortable. You're here to burn so brightly that no one can ignore you. So when they doubt you, when they whisper he's crazy, just smile. Let them wonder how you keep going when everyone else stops. Because they don't know about your fire. They don't see the battles you win in silence. And that's okay. That fire, it's yours alone. And as long as it burns, nothing can stop you. So feed it. Protect it. Let it consume every excuse and weakness. Because that fire inside is the real reason you keep winning. It's the unstoppable force that no one else can touch. Listen up. They'll always spin tales to make your success seem like a fluke, something safe for them to swallow. But you know the real story. You fought through fire, pain, and the crushing silence when nobody was watching. You didn't sell your soul. You earned your crown with blood, sweat, and sleepless nights. So keep grinding, keep climbing. The world fears only one thing, the unstoppable. If this hit you where it counts, smash that like button, drop your story in the comments, and subscribe to Twist Mind for the rawest, realest motivation. Stay hungry, stay relentless, and never let anyone cheapen the empire you built. Until next time, keep twisting that mind.